Hi everyone! If you are new to our channel, this is Manel and Tom, a husband and wife trying to enjoy the phase of marriage without kids as of the moment. Content creators who are working to make sure that our reality is better than what is seen on social media. Let's begin! This video consists of everything you need to know about Paris, from transportation, food, places to visit, and things to do. We spent 2 weeks in Paris, but if you have other suggestions, you can comment down below to help other travelers. We would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and family. Let's start exploring Paris. Going around Paris takes a lot of walking. We try 3 types of transportation here: bus, train, and Uber. Uber is the most expensive, though we use it 4 times on this trip for convenience and because we're running late. The second one is the bus, and our favorite one. The only downside is that sometimes we waited endlessly for the scheduled bus but ended up waiting for nothing. But most of the time it is sufficient. You can also check our reel for more information. Let's move to the most efficient and fastest way to go around the city in our opinion, which is riding a train. But be careful with pickpockets because it is said to be popular on train rides. Just be vigilant. Additional tip, make sure you have Google Maps. It will tell you everything you need to know, at least most of the time. Speaking of going around Paris, let's talk about Navigo Pass. We spent a week of buying individual tickets from bus drivers and train stations, and it cost us 4 to 5 times the price of our Navigo Pass for 7 days or 1 week. So if you are wondering if it's worth it, this is the answer. They offer different prices for different numbers of days. You can buy online according to the internet, and you can also buy from the train stations like we did. After a long walk around Paris, it's time to look for food. There are a lot of good restaurants around the area, but take note that it's rare to find a cheap one. Here are some food that you should try in Paris. We tried croissants and baguettes, the first things we ate when we arrived, and it was yummy. We also tried creme brulee, one of the best desserts we tried. Not too sweet, but enough to satisfy you. We didn't film our food so much because we were always excited to eat. Of course, we tried escargot. You haven't been to France if you haven't tried this one. Here's a clip of me trying to convince myself. So far, it tastes okay according to my taste buds, but 70% of it is screaming it's nails. I ate 2. You ate what? How many? 4. By the way, they also have Uber Eats if you're lazy to go out. But take note, it's not really as cheap as you might expect. And one time, our order never arrived. Convenience stores are not super cheap, but you can find some good meals that are cheaper than restaurants. Tip: bring small plastic or bag when buying from supermarkets because most of the time it's not free. Also bring a blanket for your picnic days or just sit on one of many benches and chairs in their parks. If you have questions and other suggestions, just comment down below. Moving on to the places you can go around the city. Paris is famous for the view of the Eiffel Tower, but during our stay, we realized that there is a lot more to it than that. Don't get us wrong, we heard a lot of bad reviews and horror stories about Paris. But based on our experience, we really liked it here. It's true that there are downsides to visiting this city, but for us, it's definitely worth it. There are a lot of places that you can see the Eiffel Tower, but we recommend you appreciate it from afar. You will see how this tower just stands in the middle of this beautiful city and why it is one of the representation of Paris. You can go to different spots where there are less tourists to wait for the light show. According to our research, it will light up as soon as the sun sets. During our visit, it was around 9:30 to 10 p.m. during summertime. It also says that there are sensors to trigger the lights as soon as it gets dark. Cool, right? Also, waiting for the sparkle show every hour is a must. Additional tip from our Uber driver, wait until 1 a.m. for the sparkle show to happen because it's the unique one. Fun fact, the nickname of Eiffel Tower is the Iron Lady. Moving forward to the museums, if you are art junkies like us, this is for you. There are a lot, and we mean a lot, of museums in Paris because why not? A lot of great artists in history who were from here or lived here. Let's start of course with the famous one, the Louvre. Though a lot of tourists come here just to take photos of the pyramids because it's free, still a lot of people who love art in general also don't miss the chance to see the artworks inside the Louvre. And one of those pieces is none other than the Mona Lisa. But there are so many other amazing pieces in the Louvre. And of course, there might be a lot of people inside, but you will still surely find a way to appreciate the art at your own pace. Also, don't forget to use audio guide to learn more about the works. And book your experience through Get Your Guide, which is where we book almost all of our activities because it's convenient, easy, and you can even cancel your booking 24 hours before your scheduled activity, just in case you change your plans. Next one is Musée d'Orsay. To be honest, we enjoy this museum more than the Louvre. We think the overall vibe of this place is pretty incredible. By the way, did you know that this museum used to be an old train station? We were wondering why the interior was so different, and that's the reason why. They also serve food inside the museum, so you don't have to worry if you want to rest or grab a bite. There is a lot to see here, so take your time if you can. Here are other museums you can visit. Just take a screenshot because I might not be saying it correctly. And many more, like 100 more museums. It really depends what you want to see. It's time to walk to the Pantheon. It was originally built as church, but it is now a mausoleum of prominent French citizens. It also has a similar look to the Pantheon in Rome, which we also went to, so we'll make a separate vlog for that. In case you are wondering who are buried here, this is a short preview. Also, don't forget to look up because we were amazed by the attention to details. I mean, just look at that. Visiting the famous Notre-Dame Cathedral. This cathedral has witnessed more than 850 years of history. It is currently under renovation due to a fire that broke out in 2019 and will be open to the public in 2024. Not far away from Notre-Dame, you can find Sainte-Chapelle. This cathedral houses the largest collection of 13th century stained glass in the world. It also houses some historical artifacts. Of course, your Paris trip is not complete without a visit to the Arc de Triomphe. You can also go up to have a 360-degree view of Paris. Take some time to appreciate the details of this structure. It's really incredible. Speaking of 360-degree view, we visited Montparnasse, an observation deck where you can see the city and be stunned by the view of the Eiffel Tower from above. Don't forget to watch the short video and time travel around Paris to see what it looked like before. A little tip, don't forget to go up. There's a door near the toilet going to the roof deck. It's time to see Paris from the water. We booked the Seine River cruise also as a celebration for our first wedding anniversary. You will be served a full course meal and you will get to enjoy it while watching the city. Tip: don't be late. Come at least 30 minutes before your schedule. If you don't want to have the dining experience, you can also just book a cruise. We booked this experience through Get Your Guide. In our opinion, this is super worth it because you can see most of the famous sites in Paris. Places for picnics and chill. Of course, first, Tuileries Garden. This is the largest and oldest public garden in Paris, meaning it's free. The garden has some nice sculptures and fountains. It's quite peaceful. During our visit, there was also a carnival. Not so sure if it's permanent, but they offer crazy rides. If you're planning to go to the LV Foundation, might as well visit Jardin de Acclimatation. It is the only amusement park in Paris. A little trivia, it was once a human zoo. If you want to know more about this, it's for you to find out. A few minutes away from the Pantheon, you will find Luxembourg Gardens. It's free access unless you enter the museum that we heard is beautiful. It's also the second largest park in Paris. We love how symmetrical the trees are and also a perfect picnic spot. Tip: don't settle for the first seat you see. There are many to choose from, so take your time. Bonus place, National Estate of Meudon. This is one of the best places we went to. The gardens were lush and relaxing. It's a nice place to walk around, have a picnic, and see Paris from a different angle. We sat and just painted here. Oh, did we mention you can see the Eiffel Tower from here? Versailles. This is a bit far from the city center, but it is still covered by your Navigo Pass. Trivia, it has 1,400 fountains. You can go around the area for free, but if you are planning to go to the gardens, you also have to buy tickets. Also, if you want to enter the palace. Shopping and souvenirs. It really depends on how much you are willing to spend and what souvenirs you want. Paris, like Italy, is famous for high-end brands such as Dior, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, Yves Saint Laurent, and many more. And most, if not all, go to this mall for that, the Galeries Lafayette. We went here for the interior, but you will surely be overwhelmed by the number of brands and stores. Trivia, this is the biggest department store chain in Europe. If you are looking for a simple yet memorable souvenir, you can check the Bouquinistes. This is just beside Notre-Dame. If you're there, you might as well check Shakespeare And Company for some books and coffee.
So we're here. If you want to go grab a coffee and check out the books, but that's the line.
But note that the line here is always long, so be prepared to wait. Lastly, our favorite place in Paris, Montmartre. This place is such a vibe. It is also where you can find Sacré-Cœur. You can find the famous vintage photo booth in the area, buy some paintings from local artists like we did, and enjoy some local meals and watch the artists. For us, this is the highlight of our trip to Paris, and we'll forever remember the feeling we had in this area as artists and as travelers. Hope this video helps you one way or another. We appreciate the value of your time. You can follow us on IG, TikTok, and our Facebook page for almost daily content. Remember, your perspective is far more important than what your eyes can see. Enjoy the day and safe travels. See you on the next vlog. Bye!